What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer taking a look at a deck I haven't played, I think, in 7 months. In fact, I haven't really played Yu Gi Oh! In 7 months, but for some reason I got the itch while I had a little bit of free time, and I thought I'd revisit this list. It's very small changes. I'll show, obviously, the deck profile, and then I'll show some gameplay to show kind of where these tiny new pieces fit in and why I think they're really important and why I think it makes a big difference for the deck. I do play Psyframe Gear Gamma. I know it's at 1, obviously, but it is a light monster, so it can be pitched off of Galaxy Soldier. And also, it's like one of your best weapons against like Imseti getting ashed, which is almost turn ending for the most part. So, and it's also a good going second card. That's my theory. And also, if you do get to special summon it, like, maybe during your turn, you can turn one of them into a level 4. So, this card, Galaxy Summoner, gives you the ability to do that. 3 copies of Ash, 3 copies of Imperm, 2 copies of Triple Tactics Talent. This card actually has come up more than I thought it would. So, Called by the Grave. Again, you kind of need this to go through. Like, it's kind of one of your main play starters or just in general. So, I like to play Called by. I feel like I never saw it, though, once while I was playing all these duels. 3 copies of Imseti, 1 copy of Happy. So, it's obviously a very small Horus package, besides running 3 of these. I used to run the field spell, but I saw too many doubled up cards, and it seemed better to just have more kind of engine in here. And I'll show you why in some of these gameplay videos right after. This is Photon Emperor. Of course, you're only going to run 1 copy. It can be pitched a lot of different ways, right? Imseti is one of them, which gets you to Sarcophagus. So it's really good to pitch this card. In fact, there's lots of good cards to pitch, right? Imseti, pitching Photon Jumper. It's one of the best starters you can have. I don't like to run too many of these. I used to run 3, and then I would have, like, Coach King Giant Trainer to draw 3 cards, which is really, really good. But then you have another brick in your deck, a card that does absolutely nothing in your hand. So you want to have the least amount of bricks as possible, obviously. And I've never really felt like I needed it. Like I said, I used to, and then as I played more and more, it's like it's just not worth having that extra brick in there since it's not that much focused on King Sarcophagus. 1 copy of Tachyon Primal. I didn't realize that these new cards haven't come out yet, which is kind of insane. Played this deck 7 months ago, and these cards came out, and I guess they're still not in the TCG. Kind of nuts. 1 copy of Galaxy Soldier. So this is one of the main changes, which is crazy, I know. I used to not run this card at all, but being able to pitch Photon Emperor with Galaxy Soldier gets you a ton of advantage because obviously this comes back. You get an extra normal summon, and also this searches your Galaxy Summoner. So most of the time you're searching this, right? It's a 1 of. So if you can search it off of Photon Dragon, you're getting an extra body because it can turn it into a level 4 or level 8. It's very flexible. And I've found that it's made a huge difference. There have been many times that I wish I had this card, and now that I have it, it's opened up a lot of lines for me. 3 copies of Photon Delta Wing. This just brings out a free level 4, which is really cool, right? You get those 2 normal summons most of the time during any combo. And Galaxy Summoner. I used to run this at 3, and I actually think it's better at 2. You don't really want to see it in your opening hand. I mean, you do, but you don't. It's also super searchable, right? You have Photon Orbital, you have Photon Dragon, and in fact, this card, Dragluxian, can also search it. So it's not, it's probably the most accessible card of the entire deck. So I think 2 is right, because if you normal summon this without anything in the graveyard, that just kind of stinks. 3 copies of Photon Jumper. Obviously, like I said, this is a really good card to pitch off of Imseti or Galaxy Soldier, whatever the case may be. 1 copy of Photon Advancer. Kind of random, but you'll see, like in one of these combos, that sometimes you just need a guy that you can special summon from your hand. And I was in a duel one time where if I just had this card, I would be able to keep going because right, these aren't free special summons. These are normal summons. This doesn't obviously special summon itself. So nothing else did before I had this card in my deck. And it's just, yeah, it's 1 card. You search it when you need it or you find it, and it's fine. It's pretty good. I think this is a necessary change, and these are the 2 cards basically that are the biggest difference from my first or my last list compared to this one. 1 copy of Ascended Stage, 1 copy of Hyper Rank of Magic Force. So this is a light lock in terms of your extra deck or monster special summons, which is good because this is an entire light deck, which is pretty cool. Besides these cards, which you'll bring out before you do anything, so it doesn't really matter. You can get around the requirement. But yeah, these are lights. The Utopia monsters are lights. The extra deck monsters are bringing out are light monsters. Except for this one, number 23, but, obviously you're using number 99, so you can just bring it out during your opponent's turn. The lock obviously ends during your end phase. 3 copies of Galaxy 100. This is the Foolish Burial of the deck. So there's a couple targets, right? Photon Jumper you can do, or Photon Emperor most of the time you'll be doing. It's really good. One copy of 0. So if you have this card in your hand, 100, like you want to have something else to search, and Photon Jumper can just search you basically a very easy Monster Reborn. So it's totally worth it. Absolutely recommend it. 3 copies of King Sarcophagus, and then 1 Tachyon Transmigration, right, which is the Omni Negate from the hand, a counter trap Omni Negate from your hand, which is, you know, the best card in the deck, and the entire reason that this card exists, right? It was unsearchable before, and now it is. It gives you a level 8 body, and you get the Omni Negate, which is really important. Going on to the extra deck, I talked about this a little bit here, number 99. To go along with Galaxy Eye Cypher X Dragon, right? You can take one of your opponent's monsters, turn it into anything, or, you know, get rid of anything basically, because you can just overlay this on top, and you have a 4,000 attack body, which is really good. This is Hope Harbinger, Photon Lord, so this is really good on helping on follow-up. Although, honestly, most of the time when you do full combo, you're like going through your entire extra deck, but still it's good to have a little bit of follow-up. Also, this card can bring back Photon or Galaxy monsters, so that comes up with these guys, actually, which is pretty cool. Number 23, Lancelot. So there's tons of other targets that you can use for this. Tons. But I like to use this one because it's an Omni Negate. It's a trade 1-for-1 with your opponent, any card. So I kind of like the flexibility of it. I've used this forever. Number S39, Utopia. That way you can use, you know, number 99 twice. Photon Dragon searches everything. It's obviously a really important card from the new support. This is Utopic Sage. Okay, it brings out ZS. The F-Zero package. Very easily, you're going to be able to bring out these two. Tachyon Dragon, that's the monster you bring out, you know, with Transmigration. Now, I run full armor Photon. You don't have to, but you can also run Zeus. So this is a very, very tight extra deck. So sometimes I wish I had Zeus. Sometimes I had wish this card. It's just spot removal. It's also 4,000 attack, which is also really good. So I don't know. And then this is the new card, Dragluxion. Although I say new, but again, like, it's been out for 7 months. Kind of insane. Okay, so let me showcase some of the replays really quickly. I don't remember. One of them uses Galaxy Soldier. One of them uses Photon Lord. So we'll have to see. This looks like Galaxy Soldier. Okay, so he had this card here. It's like these new kind of hand trap type of things that just came out. So anytime I special summon from the extra deck, he gets to, or deck, he gets to draw a card. So I have to play this a little bit safe. Obviously, I'm not just going to pass my turn, but I can simplify things a bit. And I can build up a little wall, so to speak. So he's going to be able to draw 2 cards. He got an extra copy, but yeah, I'm obviously going to be done special summoning. I could have gone into another rank 8, but that's another card, right? He already has 6. I have 2 forms of interruption, and he went to his battle phase, so I feel really confident now, right? That's the cool thing about King Sarcophagus, because those monsters are just coming back, so it's pretty good. And anytime a monster leaves the field, I get to add 2 cards from my graveyard to my hand or shuffle something of his back, which is really, really good. So these cards have merit on their own, which I really, really like, and it's a really good follow-up. So I'm totally fine, you know. This protects me. This card destroys the highest attack monster, but yeah, King Sarcophagus helps there. And again, another card left the field, so I'm good to go, right? I can now go full combo. He has no cards in his hand. He let this go on for longer than I think he should have, but, you know, I can go into, you know, the Tachyon Dragon because I have Transmigration. I still have so much gas. I get an extra normal summon. I can search a monster reborn, and I'm, you know, essentially off to the races. Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragons here. I got that free special summon, right? So I can go into F-Zero. I can go into the Utopia stuff. Pretty cool. This is against Nekroz. So this is the other side of things. So I think I showed Galaxy Soldier last time, and now I'm going to show the other side of it. You don't need to see the Horus stuff, obviously, as you're seeing here. It's obviously really nice. It's one of the best cards in your deck, but you can still go full combo without it, and it's not that hard. So there are anti-Nibiru combos. I showed a YouTube short of it, if you want to see it. There's obviously, this is a really fun deck to play because obviously you're trying to get towards the same end goal, but you have to get really creative in the way that you get there. So it's kind of fun. It's like kind of like playing a puzzle in a way. So this is pretty good. You know, I have a super duper Omni Negate. This is an Omni 2. This is a Monster Negate. This is a Spell Negate. So obviously I have to trade. This is a Forced Omni Negate, the first card, but I really don't mind trading with my opponent. You know, I can take his spell, which is really good. He does have Unicorn, but that doesn't really do anything. I had Imperm too, but there's nothing he could have actually gone over because it's such a small monster, and that's pretty much it. And plus, I still had an Omni Negate in my hand, which is really, really nice. So I'll showcase a few more, just some ones that I played. This is against Rizal. You know, my opponent's obviously going first. This is a really good hand that I have here. 2 interruptions. This is when I ran the failed spell, not that big of a difference. In fact, it probably would have been better if I had like the Photon monster in my hand in this case. So that's kind of why I took it out, I suppose. So this is the one that does a double search. So I figured this is as good a point as any to Gamma my opponent. I think I use Ash at a strange time. I'll have to see. I don't really remember. I don't know why I can even Ash that. I'm not exactly sure. But in any case, I still have my work cut out for me. As 3 destructions. Look at that. I have another copy. Pretty cool. I did draw the Imperm off the top, so that was pretty lucky. But I did draw some pretty weird, like, wacky doubles. So he still had Ghost Ogre too. So there's still a lot of work for me to go through here. So we'll see what I can end up doing. So I'm going to bring that back, obviously. I can go into Utopic Sage. So I actually messed this up, and this is one of the main reasons I wanted to show this, besides like working through, I guess, a bit of interruption. Now, what I should have done was put this in attack position. So this card almost has like a secret effect that I don't think most people are aware of. Like when an XYZ monster is destroyed, this gains attack. So I could have put this in attack position, you know, crashed into this, gained that attack to get over it, and then I would have had Hope Harbinger and Photon Lord afterwards. Instead, I ended up crashing because I put this in defense position. Kind of stupid, but totally fine. So the cool thing about this is if you sequence your things right and you like overlay materials and make sure that Photon Jumper's somewhere in the mix here most of the time in number 99, you get that search. You get basically a double search. You know, this card searches, so it's pretty nice. Yeah, this has attack protection too. So I was in a decent position, but I could have done it way better. And again, just getting rid of the board isn't good enough when it comes to like the Horus cards, because they just come back, right? And they're rank 8s, which is great, which is really, 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 really good. Let's see here. I will showcase maybe a couple more. This is obviously Galaxy Soldier, so pretty cool to see in my opening. You can chain block. He did have Imperm, but it's fine. Like I still have plenty of stuff to go after here. I can, you know, I have 2 normal summons now. I haven't used it yet. You know, normal summoning Photon Jumper's never ideal, but it's fine. Like I have plenty of gas here. I can turn this into a level 4, which is really important. I can turn that into a level 8. So I did hard open the Utopia Force this time, so I was able to take a pretty decent little route there. So normally, like I see the Utopia Force as a brick, but in that case, it was pretty helpful. Kind of funny. So yeah, like through an Imperm, still able to put up a pretty like good board. I am playing Galaxy Eyes too, so like, you know what I mean? Take it with a grain of salt. And last one. This is like the ideal opening. Obviously, this is if I could handpick it, Ash Imperm plus like Mega Super full combo, which is awesome. So this is anti-Nibiru. So if your opponent had Nib and that was like their big interruption, it's not enough. So you're going to go at the 5th summon is going to be that Tachyon, but you have Transmigration, so you're good now. And now I can do basically whatever I want. This is, you know, the Photon Dragon. I can bring this out. You know, pitching that Photon Orbital, or Emperor, excuse me, is really good because now I can search Galaxy Summoner, use that extra normal summon. They just work so well in tandem, and you can manipulate levels so easily in this deck. This is obviously full combo. I have anything and everything you could ever want, so I'm going to go for, you know, the Hope Harbinger. I can search during my opponent's turn. I don't know if I should Ash that necessarily, but I guess I had so much interruption that it really didn't matter in the end, so I might as well. He's going to bring out Kit. That's totally fine. Just because he's also going to have to lose a card now, too. So I get to trade 1 for 1 with whatever his next card is. He's going to try to go for Albaz. I had Imperm and other cards, too. And then, yeah, I still have the Spell Negate. So that is my updated look at Horus Galaxy Eyes. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Other than that's going to do it for today's video, and I will see you guys next time.